If you're into K-pop at all, you have probably heard about KARD.
Maybe you don't know any of their songs, but a co-ed group is such a novelty in the K-pop scene that you're bound to stumble upon some of their content. However, there was a time co-ed groups were so normal they even had their own category during year-end awards.
Hello, I'm Milo, and today we're going down the K-pop co-ed group rabbit hole.
In 1994, Rura, a group composed of 3 males and 1 female member, debuts with their album Roots of Reggae, which quickly becomes a hit and sells more than 1 million copies. A year later, they come back with their second album and a new lineup, 2 female and 2 male members. They went on to win 2 Destin Awards the following year. They weren't the only co-ed group of the time. Tutu, who had a similar style to Rura, became their biggest competition. And on the other hand, the group Cool enjoyed mild success with their ballads and clean dancing. At the end of the 20th century, we have Sharp, who later changed their lineup and rebranded as Sharp Plus 2. And Coyote, a co-ed hip-hop group that debuted with the single Genuine.
From what I could read online, this song defined a generation. Coyote is still brought up in forums asking about co-ed groups.
Though Coyote's lineup underwent multiple changes over the years, the mixed gender composition always remained. In the 90s, the foundation of K-pop as we know it was just starting, and music turnaround wasn't as fast as it is today, so groups had more staying power.
This means that groups who weren't quite successful could stick around a little bit longer. And this was mostly the case for mixed gender groups. In the 2000s, Mnet Asian Music Awards created the Best Mixed Group category. That's how bad it got.
Mnet kept this category until 2009. The final winner of this award being 8, which was a group under Big Hit Entertainment. They had won NBC's show Survival, and it was comprised of 2 male and 1 female member. Urban Sakapa is another co-ed group that suffered a great lineup change, going from 9 members to just 3. They are mostly remembered for their OSTs. Lastly, one of the more popular co-ed groups debuted in 2010, Co-ed School.
I was surprised to find out they were together for only a year, because I knew about them. And how?
In 2011, they split up into 2 groups, Speed and 5 Dolls.
Though the golden age of co-ed groups is far behind us, there are still a few brave souls out there.
In 2011, Hyuna and Hyunsung debuted as the duo JS and Hyuna, but later rebranded to Troublemaker. If this isn't the co-ed group you thought about when I mentioned Hyuna, then you were probably thinking about Triple H. In 2017, Hyuna, Hu, and Dawn debuted as Triple H.
And we all sadly know how that turned out, but I will never forgive Cube for taking this away from me.
In 2014, Lucky J debuted under YMC Entertainment, but when the group went on hiatus the following year, one of the members became a star on their own while participating in Unpretty Rockstar, and the group disbanded. I'm talking, of course, about the talented Jessie. And this brings us to 2017, when KARD debuted. KARD consists of 4 members, BM, Joseph, Somin, and Jiwoo. And judging by longevity alone, I can confidently say that they are one of the most successful co-ed K-pop groups.
And I know that when they were announced, people found their concept super fresh. Why did I say super fresh? So why aren't there more co-ed groups?
Generally speaking, South Korea's attitude toward male and female dynamics is more strict. Look no further than Triple H. In 2018, Hyuna revealed she was dating Dawn, and the announcement prompted their label, Cube Entertainment, to terminate their contracts. The potential for a scandal between members of a co-ed group is a risk companies might not be willing to take. South Korea's entertainment industry began to change during the mid-1990s due to rapid economic development. As the younger generation had more disposable money for their hobbies, they established the idol culture we know now. And as we can see from HOT's success, teenage girls were in charge. Boy bands became a commodity in a way. Entertainment companies exploit fans' obsession to their advantage and create an idol image that makes it look like the idols are always available to the fans. And many teens don't like the idea of their favorite male artist expressing interest in another girl.
Which brings me to another point, the target audience.
Pop music critic Sojo Mingap told the Korea Times, "It is tough for a mixed-gender group to attract more female fans than a boy group, or to garner more male followers than a girl group." Critic Jung Min-jae agreed, saying, "Although mixed-gender groups can showcase different kinds of charm that make them stand out, they are unlikely to rise to stardom without having a specific target audience."
So, why aren't there more mixed gender groups? Well, because record labels have yet to find out how to produce and market these types of groups.
Sojo Mingap also stated, "K-pop record labels are not quite motivated yet to launch mixed-gender groups because they have not witnessed many successful cases recently. As of now, there are no other conspicuous groups except for KARD." Well, if it is so hard, then how did KARD do it? They had a target audience in mind. Their pre-debut songs were in the moonbaton genre. They clearly had no intention to appeal to the general public in the beginning. They debuted with a song called Hola Hola. Their company made them tour in South America before South Korea.
It was their plan from the get-go and we ate it up.
But also, KARD's music is good, so even if you didn't grow up listening to this type of sound, you can't deny that their songs slap. And it looks like they might be trendsetters, because I can name 5 songs off the top of my head with a reggaeton beat that came out in the last 10 months. This is a different and bigger discussion about how K-pop is slowly but surely targeting the Latin American market, but the short answer is that ticket sales related to Latin American concerts are not regulated by South Korean entertainment agencies. Instead, they work with local agencies and the members are paid a fixed amount. So although the buying power of Latin America may lack compared to some other leading countries, working with local agencies decreases ticket sales risk and makes up for a more secure way of making money.
Thank you for letting me info dump on you. I'll see ya.